So speaking of other business-related scandals, Canoo. This is a thing that Stitt frequently mentions. Definitely seemed like it was one of his election year, look what I did sort of things. Canoo warns it may not have enough funds to bring EVs to market.
Then what are they going to do? Because that's literally all that they have. They're like, the one thing that we promised, we don't have enough money to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I have my undergraduate degrees are in math and economics, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm like the best at those. I've met very many smart people in college, but I applied to grad school and got accepted, but didn't end up doing it for a thing called financial engineering. This was like right before the '08 crash. Really glad I didn't do it because I would have been like I'd have gotten out and probably died in the market somewhere. But this is like a classic case of like financial engineering where they have this idea, they go shop it to investors, raise hundreds of millions of dollars, get the governor of Oklahoma to fake sign a deal saying we're going to give you tons of taxpayer money to do this, and then literally can't even like run the first car off the line. This is so they basically just bilked investors for hundreds of millions of dollars, paid themselves, ludicrous salaries. It's been a publicly, I mean, like they've been out in the stock market doing their deal, all so that they can literally just go bankrupt before they even get a car in production.
I don't know. It's all just still so weird to me because, like, obviously we're a big oil and gas state, but like we begged Tesla to come to Tulsa and build a factory, which they didn't do, and then we like basically gave Canoo a little bit of something to come here and try to do stuff, and they're like, we actually don't have enough money to maybe continue being a company or do what we thought we were going to be able to do by next year. So it's just like very weird that we're trying to like play both sides of that playing field, still messing with oil and gas, but then like also trying to get our foot in the door in terms of electrical.
This is not good. Shit. Like, it's like maybe have gone try to go smaller next time. Like, stick to your ground vehicles for NASA, and then like kind of go somewhere else where you can test this shit out. I just don't understand. The other thing too that makes me really mad is like, how much money did we give them?
Well, so it's not clear that we've given them any money yet because they had to actually, build a factory and do something. But it's just like it's the laundering of Stitt's reputation, right? I mean, it's like him saying like I'm a business guy and I make business deals, and he literally went to a thing in Dallas with them and fake signed a contract. I don't think it was binding or anything, but like fake signed a contract with the CEO of Canoo to say like we're in business together. And then it doesn't even last like 2 years, right? And already the deal is bust and it's just nothing. But he got, a bunch of media out of it, bunch of cameras and microphones saying Stitt closes Canoo deal. And like I think this is the sort of thing where we have to like hold our leaders, especially the ones who fucking claim to be businessmen, accountable to their own words. I mean, I guess he's a businessman and he owns a company, but it's like he's obviously not a great one if he can't even look at a deal and say like, yeah, maybe we're going to pass on this one because it doesn't look that great considering it's busted before his next election even rolls around.
Have any of the deals that he's talked about this year, have any of them gone well? Isn't there some Google thing happening? I feel like I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, Google's good for it, right? I mean,
Well,
they're sitting on, hundreds of billions of dollars in cash. But again, that's where, again, we should be evaluating that deal. It's like, do we need to give Google, I think they were going to get like 75 million in tax incentives. I don't know. I mean, Google's sitting on probably 2, 3, 400 billion dollars in cash. I don't think they need 75 million from the state of Oklahoma. They
Is
already
that
built their
what
factory.
is that what they're doing out in Pryor? Which one
Yeah,
of these companies was supposed
yeah.
to be in Pryor?
Google. And they already have a giant data center there. So the thing is, if they're going to expand it, they're going to expand it no matter what.
Right.
Like, we're just giving them free money for nothing. They're going to, if Google says like, oh shit, we need more data center stuff, they're going to go do it because they're Google and that's what they do. And they have the money for it. Like, our incentives are meaningless except that they can get them. And our governor is stupid enough to give it to them. That's all that is. That's all it is.
What if, hear me out,
I'm ready.
$75 million into like starting new Oklahoma companies?
Crazy. That's crazy talk. Why would we start local homegrown companies to keep their profit in the state when we can just give it to Google, who's going to, ship all that profit to Silicon Valley? Like, that's crazy talk.
I mean, and like we got a lot of cheap land in comparison to the rest of the country, and also like in running energy and electricity is cheaper in Oklahoma than it is in other places throughout the rest of the world. So, Google building a data center here and stuff like that is just like, we'd ask them to make some more, but I can think of other places where the people who run those data centers might be happier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's why the real reason why you couldn't lure Tesla here and you can't lure some of these other companies is we don't have the workforce for it. We haven't invested in education. We've cut, OK Policy puts out great stuff on higher ed spending. I mean, we've cut higher ed spending by like 41% since 09. I mean, UCO just had to not fill 30 positions, and like that's a real cost. And if you want to lure high tech workers here and companies here, they gotta have a workforce, and so you got to be investing in training and developing the folks that are going to work at those places. Otherwise, they're going to go to Austin or Seattle or New York or wherever they can find Boston. They're not going there because the taxes are lower. They're going there because that's where the workers are, and that's where people want to live. So I don't know.
Can I borrow $1 million, please?
Yeah.
Because even with my casual inexperience as a 22-year-old, and my lack of many years and degrees worth of business, I still feel like I'd be able to figure out how to better use that money with $1 million than Kevin's did.
Right? I mean, yeah. So the Canoo deal, I mean, we have a video, I think I retweeted it like from like June of last year, where we were just basically saying this deal's not happening. Like, this company is already under investigation. I think last year their entire executive staff left in a huff. I mean, it's just got all the red flags of a fake kind of business that isn't likely to succeed. So
all they have to show for is like, yeah, we take astronauts from, where they start to the launch pad, and that's cool and all, but that doesn't seem like that far of a drive.
Need electric vehicles for that desperately.
So,
and hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see it work out. Like, great, yeah, new electric vehicle companies. Yeah, let's broaden the market. Let's maybe make them more affordable. But like that, this doesn't seem like that's what this is. So
not at all. Not at all.
No, we'll see where they go.
Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.